And it's going to be the Grizzlies off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front. Conley and Lee, they're the backcourt. And it's Allen in at the small forward position. It was a little strange to see a coaching change for the Grizzlies last year after they were a playoff team, but it worked out for them.
Yeah, I was surprised by that as well. I thought Lionel Hollins did a terrific job. A lot of people questioned what they were thinking, making that switch, but they were able to keep the momentum going after losing Gasol for a segment of the season due to a knee injury.
Now, good way to get things started here.
Steve, always nice to get the first points up on the board. At least I felt that way.
And for the Grizzlies, changing their head coach prior to last season, it could be a big risk, but they needed to do something, they felt, and it worked out well for them.
Well, with Memphis, when you change coaches, particularly after a playoff run, it doesn't always work out in your favor. Denver found that out last year, but things went well for the Grizzlies even after a slow start.
And Scola with the basket on the assist from Miles.
Yeah, he didn't have to slow down at all, guys. Just perfectly timed pass there.
Outside Conley. It's Allen on the wing. And too long on the shot.
Well, he's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Sloan passes to Miles. Scola, a screen on Lee. And they call an illegal screen here.
Well, if you're going to set a screen like that, you've got to make sure your feet are set.
I agree with you, and I thought maybe he was set that time, Steve. I thought it was a good screen on his part.
Now here's Conley. He had 16 points in the win against Minnesota.
And Kevin, don't forget about his playmaking in that game as well. He was wonderful in terms of attacking the defense and figuring out when to shoot and when to find teammates. What a great play to sacrifice his body and take the hit.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent awareness and anticipation to beat him to the spot there.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. And Sloan kicks to Miles. Just 5 on the clock. Shot is off. Good D by Lee. The Grizzlies last season acquiring Courtney Lee. Clark in a trade with the Celtics.
You know, they were in a bit of a catch-22 type situation. They had athletic wing defenders and long-range shooters, but they didn't have a lot of players who could do both. So they got Courtney Lee, and he's played big minutes for him because he can do both.
Hibbert dishes to Hill. Gasol with the block. Lee passes to Allen. Pulls up on the wing. Here's Randolph. Soft touch off the glass.
They have got to put a body on it because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
And Courtney Lee acquired in exchange for Jared Bayless. He started as mostly a corner three-point shooter, but he's expanded his range and now can shoot from pretty much anywhere along the arc.
Here is Miles. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. Puts it up from 17. Miles with another miss. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. Allen kicks to Conley. Drops in the tray. Conley's got his second bucket tonight.
And you talk about Courtney Lee's shooting. Come on now. Excellent numbers last season from the field, the arc, and the free throw line. Arguably his best season yet overall.
Indiana again missing.
You gotta like the defense not quitting on the play and getting a hand in the face.
Sure do. With a tough defender breathing down your neck, that makes it not an easy shot.
Now here is Conley. 6 points for him. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Scola sets a screen for Hill. The feed to Scola. Indiana moving the ball around. Alley-oop try. Lee with the block, but he recovers it. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahimi's checked in for Hibbert. Lavoy Allen comes in for Luis Scola. Chris Copeland's checked in for Solomon Hill. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for C.J. Miles. Here's Udrich. Carter inside the three-point line. It's good. This time the assist from Udrich. Well, it was the Memphis Grizzlies winning their last game against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, they benefited from some very loose play from their opponents that night, Clark.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game. Some were caused by their good defensive play, but some were just careless.
Now here's Stuckey. He had 16 points in the win against Philadelphia.
And Kevin, don't forget about his playmaking in that game as well. He was wonderful in terms of attacking the defense and figuring out when to shoot and when to find teammates.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. They set the pick. It's Prince on the wing. Again, Memphis.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Stuckey into the lane, and that one's good.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's Udrich. It's Vince Carter on the wing. Gets it off. And so that's the end of the first quarter. Offensively, pretty stagnant. Grizzlies out in front, up 8. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
Coming up Sunday, November 2nd, Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trail Blazers, live from Portland. Don't miss out.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Memphis.
What great hustle defensively through 2 quarters of play, contesting everything, starting to rack up those block shots, guys.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
They've got Chris Copeland. Allen is out there with Mahinmi. Then it's Donald Sloan. And it's Stuckey in at the 2-guard spot. That's the Pacers' 5. The Pacers shooting their first free throws of the evening.
Well, pretty good numbers for this club a year ago, Kevin. 78% as a team from the free throw line.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Well, last season the fans in Indiana finally came back in bunches to support their hometown Pacers. They're in the top 10 in attendance, up from 25th in 2013.
Vince Carter on the wing. Kufis inside. Mahinmi on him. They set the screen. Here's Udrich. And it's Sloan with the rebound. Well, Clark, you look at the low attendance numbers for the Pacers in years past from 2007 to 2012. They averaged the second worst in the league. I think that surprised a lot of people.
It really did. It surprised me and the rest of the organization as well. Yet that corresponds with the seasons that the Pacers actually dipped below 500, and there wasn't a lot of promise on the horizon. With the Pacers winning now, and from what I hear, the TV ratings are also over double. Actually, I know the TV ratings for that team have doubled up since 2012, so things are headed in the right direction now.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And Kevin, they played such terrific defense in that game. It took a lot of pressure off them at the other end of the court.
Yeah, and you can't just pick 1 or 2 players out who stood out defensively. There was plenty of credit to go around.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Rudez checked in for Allen. And it's C.J. Miles in for Donald Sloan. Memphis also making some changes. Marcus Gasol is checked in for Kufis. Allen comes in for Tayshaun Prince. And Mike Conley subbed in for Udrich.
Kevin, a chance here to check out how the Grizzlies ranked in the NBA last season. 3rd in opponent points per game, 4th in fewest turnovers per game. And they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
I just like the way they got after it defensively. You talked about the fact they were in the top 5 in the league in opponents' points per game. So this is a club that had a plan each and every night, and they executed that plan. They played really hard. They played together. They covered up for one another. And all in all, that was an excellent defensive club.
The Pacers making a switch here. Hibbert's checked in. Well, good teams tend to have a defined style of play. Steve, the Grizzlies had grit and grind, but it seems they're going away from it now.
Kind of a throwback style, Kevin, but it suited their personnel perfectly, particularly with Randolph and Gasol down low. The slower pace lent itself to better defense for them, and they really pounded you inside, that's for sure.
Here's Stuckey, following the basket by Marc Gasol.
Now, slight advantage for them in the rebound category. They've got to continue their work on the glass.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they're on the right side of the ledger, and that is all that matters to them right now with the lead they have.
No good from Rudez. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Allen right side. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. Out to Conley. Feeds it to Allen. They get it back. Carter outside. There's the dish to Gasol. Allen drives in. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, gentlemen, Courtney Lee, acquired by the Grizzlies last season in a trade with the Celtics. And as teammate Mike Conley has put it, Courtney was a huge, huge piece. People overlook him, but it's key that he's able to stretch the court for us. It gives Zach and Mark more space, and he can definitely lock up defensively. Kevin?
He's been a great fit as a two-way player on the perimeter, too, Doris. Thanks. And Indiana making a change here. Skola's checked in. Memphis also making some changes. Randolph comes in for Lure. And Lee's subbed in for Vince Carter. Lee dishes to Gasol. Back to Lee. Conley with a wide open look. And again, Memphis no good. Pacers trail by 5.
Mike Conley, a lightning-quick lefty, has never been an all-star, but certainly in the conversation as a two-way player who's been a cornerstone for the Memphis Grizzlies.
And it's good.
Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Yeah, they're making some shots now, Clark, finally starting to make up some ground.
Now here is Conley. 6 points for him. Here's Lee outside, and he gets it to go. Lee's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. And for Conley, drafted 4th overall after 1 season at Ohio State, he's gotten better and better, Clark, with each passing season in the NBA.
And that's testament to his work ethic and his approach to getting better. Last season was his best yet, up to scoring while maintaining his efficiency. And I think he continues to have much better basketball ahead of him.
And so here's Memphis. The Pacers making the shot. He kicks to Lee. Here's Randolph. Bank shot, no good.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Stuckey kicks to Hibbert. Back to Stuckey. 6 on the shot clock. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, even though they're behind, I love the job they've been doing getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, they've been aggressive, and that's really important. You've got to continue to attack.
And so Stuckey nails both of them.
Boy, his free throw shooting, just another reason he's such a good all-around player.
Here's Hudrick. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Passes it to Randolph. Shot from the low block. No good.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. Grizzlies lead by 2. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Gentlemen, I'm here with Roy Hibbert. And Roy, what do you think the team needs to do coming up in the second half?
I think we need to take care of the ball on the offensive end, get back, but got to do a better job of just controlling the pace of the game. You know, you give a little bit of leeway, but I think we can do a better job in that aspect.
Roy, as always, we appreciate the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports. And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. Without question, Rodney Stuckey displaying his skills today.
Well, in terms of his points in the first half, I mean, that's pretty much what we've come to expect out of him.
Yeah, that's an open book on all you need to know about what talent he has. I'll bet he adds a lot more to that tally in the second half.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Dave Yeager. Zebo and Marcus All are up front. Conley and Lee, they're the backcourt. And it's Allen in at the 3. They get it again. Here's Scola. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
And so here's Memphis. Well, you got to give the front office a lot of credit with the Pacers for what they've put together.
Without question, Kevin. You know, prevailing wisdom in the NBA was that to compete, you needed to either be a big market free agent destination or kind of tank for high draft picks. The Pacers kind of did it their own way, building solidly and steadily through the draft and with smart, shrewd free agent acquisitions. The biggest one being David West a few years back.
So here's Scola following the score by Memphis. It's back to Hill. Rejected by Gasol. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Let's take a look at Marc Gasol. Some stats for him. Last year, getting it done. Put up about 14 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. If it was an average player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were spectacular.
Yeah,
but for him, they're simply run-of-the-mill.
And how much does that tell you about the talent he has? I mean, when the spectacular passes is average, that speaks volumes.
And the key for the Pacers in constructing this club has been finding terrific value in the draft. Roy Hibbert drafted 17th, Paul George 10th. Even George Hill was acquired for the 15th pick, so very impressive.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, the Pacers head coach Frank Vogel has helped turn this team into a powerhouse. He's had a reputation for positivity, lifting his players up and boosting their confidence. As Paul George put it, coach has no shame in calling you out. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get embarrassed. No one wants that, Kevin.
He'll call you out, Doris, that's for sure, thanks. Now here's Hibbert. He sinks the 11-footer. Hibbert's got the game tied up here for the Pacers.
You know, in looking at the rise of these Pacers, it's hard to overlook the hiring of first-time head coach Frank Vogel, who's done a really nice job in leading that team. I think it all goes back to the front office, taking a team that could have been treading water and not realizing its potential and then molding and shaping them into a championship contender.
Allen's checked in for Luis Scola. And Memphis also making a switch. Vince Carter, he's checked in for Lee. The shot's good from Gasol.
You know, that putback's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone down there.
Well, no box out, that's the result you get right there.
Here's Sloan. They set the pick, and there's the whistle. Illegal screen. And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. The 4th spot is held by Roy Hibbert.
I think he cares more about shot blocking than any other element of his game, guys. Takes so much pride in it. That's why he was where he was on that list.
Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Conley, the pass to Carter. Out to Conley. Left side, Randolph takes the 3. And it's Conley that time on the assist by Randolph. And now it's a 5-point Grizzly lead.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Well, Zach Randolph enjoying the best years of his career and most sustained success in Memphis. A tricky choice for him this offseason, deciding whether to opt out of the final year of his contract or to become a free agent.
And it's Miles missing.
And his mechanics are just all out of whack now. He just has no feel for his shot.
Well, his numbers certainly back that fact up. I mean, he has gone ice cold here.
Offensive rebound. Randolph. No good with the layup. Pacers trail by 5. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And Memphis opting to re-sign Zach Randolph part this offseason. Nice to see him back in a Grizzlies uniform.
Yeah, I agree with you there, partner. It seems like he and that city are a terrific match. Grit and grind, Zebo doing his work on the glass and from the low block either side. And that duo of him and Gasol, that's one of the more entertaining big men pairs in the league.
Formidable, you're right.
Yep.
Here is Miles. Pass to Sloan. He dishes it to Stuckey. The pass to Mahinmi. There's the bucket. Good. 59 seconds left in the third. Now Udrih. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Carter outside. Adams against Stuckey. And Udrih kicks to Adams. The Grizzlies with another miss. Indiana trailing here. Stuckey dishes to Sloan. Back to Stuckey. Allen with the screen for Stuckey. Pacers have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. The first one falls. Chris Copeland's checked in for C.J. Miles. John Lure, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And it's tied up with that one. Memphis has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. 16 seconds left to play in the third. Prince, the pass to Udrih. Clock at 6. There's a screen. Down low, here's Lure. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Quality free throw shooter a year ago, about 79%.
And Indiana making a change here. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Stuckey. Cannot hit. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Grizzlies.
Coming up next Thursday night, November 6th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Dwight Howard and the Houston Rockets. Live from Houston, Hoops Action.
While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
I was hoping we'd get a chance to see this one again. Thank you, Lonnie and the truck, for showing. But it's passing like this that makes the basketball purists happy. This is the beauty of the game right here.
Rodney Stuckey out there with Hill. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. Then it's Scola, and it's Copeland in at the 3 slot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Now here's Randolph. Here's Koufos, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Memphis.
With their rebounding, they've given themselves a lot of second chances, and it's really helped them.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
Now here is Hill at the elbow. Stuckey. It's back to Hill. It's rebounded by Memphis.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
Well, Tayshaun Prince, a terrific player in his time with that championship Detroit Pistons team of years past, but his decline over the last 5 years has been noticeable. Ever since he hit 30, it's been downhill.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Indiana. And for Prince, now 34 years of age, with this season and next left on his contract.
Yeah, still a smart veteran who doesn't make many mistakes, but it's certainly clear that his best days are behind him.
Now here's Hibbert. And it's Randolph with the rebound. Randolph's got 5 rebounds tonight. That drive by Carter and stolen by Stuckey. Pass to Hibbert. That's good.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, I mean, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
The Pacers making a change here. Miles is checked in. The Grizzlies also making a change. Marc Gasol is checked in for Kosta Koufos. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Dave Yeager coaching his team during that break. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
All right, Doris. Now, here is Hill. And Miles kicks to Stuckey. Dishes it to Hibbert. Grizzlies with the rebound. Randolph's got 6 rebounds now in the game. The shot by Carter, nobody around. And again, Memphis no good. Pacers trail by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And so here's Memphis. Here's Hudrick. Kicks it to Gasol. In close, he hits it. And the Grizzlies lead by 4. And the Pacers call time here.
Well, he sees something that he doesn't like. I'm not sure what it is, but I think he's going to make some changes here.
I think you've got to make your adjustments pretty quickly like he's doing here. Otherwise, you know, things can get out of hand. So this is a good timeout.
Donald Sloan's checked in for the Pacers. And Memphis also making a switch. Conley's checked in. Here's Sloan. Here's Scola. Some solid defense from Randolph.
He had a defender draped all over him. Not really the best shot there.
Well, not the shot you hope for when it's well contested like that.
Now here is Carter. Another shot, and it's Randolph getting it to go.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
1:53 left in the 4th quarter of this one. The 3. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Miles.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Now here is Conley. Carter outside. He feeds it to Randolph, and that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession.
Well, that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
1:35 left in the 4th quarter. Here's Conley. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet. 11 points for Mike Conley.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Timeout called the Pacers. They're losing by 5. 1:30 left in the 4th quarter. Here's Sloan. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the 4th. There's the feed to Hill. 6 on the shot clock. And it's blocked by Randolph. They recover it, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Allen comes in for Tayshaun Prince, and Lee's subbed in for Vince Carter. Memphis leading by 5. Outside Conley. Over in the corner, Allen. Looks for Randolph, gets it to him. Unloads from 13. The shot misses, and Indiana will go the other way with it.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Now, tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
And an intentional foul right there.
C.J. Miles. That's his first personal
For Memphis, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth, 4 of 9. Lee dishes to Randolph. Back to Lee. Three-pointer. That's good. And the Grizzlies lead by 8.
An example right there, guys, of how even as their lead grew into a big one, they never started coasting.
That's the truth. I mean, they've been in charge of this game all the way through.
And so here is Indiana. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And Miles kicks to Sloan. Releases. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Lee passes to Conley. So it's Memphis picking up the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Mark, it certainly seemed like you guys came out early on with a mindset to seize control of this game. Was that your plan?
Yes, and we started out that way, and that was limped away a little bit. So, we're learning, we're getting better, and just a process.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Courtney Lee.